What's up, everybody? We in the building today, and you already know what we talking. We talking coaching vacancies in the NFL. So without further ado, come on in the building.
Yeah, y'all come on in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm out here. The tailgate experience.
Go. All right. Keep down. Let's keep it down. Lion. Tailgate one. Oh, man. This on. We told y'all we gonna be out there too. And y'all know what's happening.
What's going on, man? It's your boy in the building, and as you can already see it, we in here, we talking NFL coaching vacancies, and let's keep it a whole bean today. Let's keep it a buck. If you haven't already subscribed, come on in the building. Do that. Just do subscribe to the channel. There are 5 head coaching vacancies in the NFL right now, and like I said, we're gonna go through all 5, and we're gonna talk about the destinations and how attractive are they really. So without further ado, let's get into it as we do. Number 1 to me, the New England Patriots, and this is no ranking. This is just me, going through it. First and foremost, the New England Patriots, who held at 4-13 this season. Nobody thought that the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, after he was pushed out and brought in Gerard Mayo, basically the anointing of Gerard Mayo, nobody thought that, you would see this type of, I'll have to say, crossing so fast, because like I said, when you anoint somebody the way that Robert Kraft anointed Gerard Mayo and pushed Belichick out of the door, a Hall of Fame candidate, a Hall of Fame coach, you better be sure on that guy. And that's the thing. We've been hearing whispers all season long that Robert Kraft wasn't completely sold on Gerard Mayo. Now, hindsight is 2020. You would think that if you're going to push out a Hall of Fame candidate, you would have somebody already in place that's going to come in and be a positive influence to your locker room, somebody that you feel and trust that can coach, someone that can usher in a new era. And Gerard Mayo was showing signs of all that. Yes, I understand that 4-13 isn't appealing in your first season, but you got to understand that roster was depleted. They had the worst receiving corps in the entire league. The offensive line is wishy-washy at best. And then you looking around, you draft Drake May, and you basically sit him half of a season because you look around and you're saying, hey, quarterback, he's the future. It's going to take time for him to come out here and be molded, because he had to work on footwork. He had to work on a couple of things, but you can tell that he was going to be the guy for the foreseeable future. So with that being said, you allow a coach to come in and draft his quarterback. You're supposed to at least give the coach more than a season. I mean, especially a coach inheriting such a mess that the New England Patriots coach Gerard Mayo had, with the roster being completely flipped over. So, I mean, let's be honest, man. I think that, and everybody knew Robert Kraft is, before the Belichick Brady era, he was one of the most impatient owners in all of football. When you talk about somebody and his decision making, how brash and erratic he was at one time, yeah. He is a very impatient guy. Most billionaires are. Look at the Carolina Panthers. If you're watching this, you're a Carolina Panther fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say David Tepper. Or when you're looking at Jerry Jones and looking at what's going on over there in Texas and how much he runs his mouth. But let's just be honest, man. You don't anoint somebody after having a coach there for damn near 2 decades, and then you push him out the door, and then you push that guy out the door. Oh boy. You talk about a mess that has been created. But I'm hearing whispers that they have their eyes on Mike Vrabel. And that played a huge part in the decision making and how quickly it was, because it seems that, I'm gonna be honest with you, Robert Kraft has found another guy that he wants to anoint. Can Mike Vrabel come in here? Because from what I'm hearing, they're targeting Mike Vrabel over there for that head coaching position. Yes, you heard me right. And he was a beloved Patriots player, a successful head coach in Tennessee, going to the playoffs, 3 in 6 seasons, despite never really having a superstar quarterback. He's already interviewed with the New York Jets already for that head coaching position. But keep an eye out on that right there. So that's the situation that's going on in New England. Let's get on to the next coaching position, the Chicago Bears. Now, think about it. You have the Chicago Bears. You had Eberflus in the building. They decided that at one point in time that they were going to move forward with Eberflus. They had Justin Fields over there, and they had a chance to reset the entire mold and say, hey, we're going to cut Eberflus, we're going to cut Justin Fields, and we're going to move forward. But instead, the Bears president, Kevin Warren, basically made a decision to keep Eberflus and cut Justin. And like I said, Justin Fields was the odd man out. He ends up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now what you're seeing is the after effect of quarterback and coach, quarterback, coach, GM. Once again, how many times we preach this on this channel? They all go hand in hand. So understand what we said. Quarterback Caleb Williams was taken with a chance to mold a young quarterback. This is a appealing roster for any coach that feels that they want to come in and be able to. Think about the pieces that they got around Caleb Williams already. They got Roman Duzier, they got DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. They don't have too strong of a run game, but that's something that could be developed. What you've seen from Caleb Williams in a rookie year, he might be potentially, I'm going to give that to Bo Nix. Bo Nix is probably going to be the rookie of the year because of the numbers that he has put up this season and what you saw him do leading the Broncos to the playoffs. Bo Nix will probably be your rookie of the year, but Caleb Williams coming in a hard second. Because I'm gonna say that because Michael Penix didn't play most of the year. He only played 3 games. Drake May played half of a season, but it's not like it was jumping off the charts. JJ McCartney went down with an injury. Excuse me. So you're looking at when it comes to the quarterbacks. Like I said, every guy had their moment, but I'm really looking at it for that guy being the rookie of the year. So let's be honest, let's be real. The Bears have an attractive roster and they have a little bit of money that they can go out there and spend some change and get some guys in for free agency. It was probably one of the worst rebuilds a year ago. It's over. And like I said, they have great salary. They look to be nearing the top of 2025 in salary cap space. So like I said, they can go out there and probably target some offensive linemen, probably try to target, some type of a defensive player to help go out because they have a great secondary. Jalen Johnson and them boys over there, dope. They linebacker core, dope. They just need edge rushers to go on that defense to really make a difference. And then, like I said, offensive line, they have to bolster up the trenches on both sides of the football. If you do that, bolster up the trenches, and develop a run game for Caleb Williams, the next coach coming in is going to have probably one of the easiest days. And I'm telling you, one of the easiest days known to man, because if you give that young quarterback weapons, an offensive line, and a running back, and a defense to go with it, look at the Washington Commanders. I said on this very same channel what Washington was doing, and I made both predictions on this same channel 7 months ago. And I said Washington was going to be at the top of that division. They were going to be battling for number 1. They would end up finishing either 1 or 2. And look how that manifested. They thought that a rookie wasn't going to come out and be able to turn that thing around, but you seeing otherwise. This rookie sensations that you're starting to see come out here now, they are on another level. And if you haven't gotten a rookie, think about it. Back in the day, rookies used to sit 2 or 3 years, and you could take your time, build your team the correct way. And then year 3, year 4, you would see them come out. That's not the case now. They're ready-made starters coming out in the first round. So if you have the luxury of sitting at the top of the first round, and some teams are going to be sitting there this year, like the Tennessees of the world, the Raiders, the Giants, all the boys going to be sitting there. They're going to be looking for a ready-made starter. And I'm going to tell you right now, looking at that Giants team, they are a quarterback away because that defense is already ready and is hungry. They already got a star receiver. They need to put a couple more pieces, another tight end maybe, figure out the situation and running back and get some protection around there. And they can probably make some noise as the Giants. They'll probably be the quickest turnaround if you look at this. But let's get to the next team. At 5-12, we talking the New York Jets. Ain't no mistake about it. The disappointment surrounding the Jets the last 2 seasons has been largely off the charts. But you got to think about it. They have some names on this team. You know, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams. They have young talent here. And among the young talents, they just fired Robert Saleh mid-season, and they're looking to probably add a new general manager. So let's be real. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be out of the door because Aaron Rodgers has hold this team captive for 2 years, and you really haven't seen anything manifested around him. And then the drama that comes with Aaron Rodgers is really what's going to, set apart him and having a normal veteran. So for what you're getting from him on the production standpoint and the drama that's coming with it, it's not really worth it. So cap space should not be an issue for those guys. The Jets currently have 8 draft picks. It should be high in each round. So they really missed the playoffs for 14 straight seasons. Let's be real. With that talent that they got there, 14 straight seasons, they missed the playoffs. A league leading 14 seasons. So let's be honest. A new coach is going to have to battle the culture because, one, you're going to have to come in and instill a culture. You're going to have to win over this locker room. You're going to have to turn over those guys that's still crying about Aaron Rodgers, crying about Robert Saleh. You're going to have to come in and instill a whole entire culture in that Jets locker room because the losing is starting to get off the charts over there. I mean, it's a way of life. I know if you're watching this and you're a Panther fan and you think you got it bad, try going 14 seasons in a row where you don't have any postseasons. That right there is enough to make you go outrageous, outlandish. And then a market like New York, you can see why they're so hard on the New York Jets. So let's go on to the next team. This one was a shocker for me personally, because I did not see this one actually happen. But at 4-13, the Jacksonville Jaguars move on from Dougie P. Super Bowl winning coach Dougie P. Shad Khan decided to retain the general manager Trent Baalke. And like I said, the Jaguars' pursuit of top coaching candidates shall start right now. The team has been alluring talent last couple of years in a row because the last couple of years they've been sitting at the top of the draft every year, just about. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got Brian Thomas over there, which you saw that duo. Brian Thomas, I think he had like 1,200 yards this season. Trevor Lawrence starting to make it. I mean, a lot of people, let me be real. A lot of people is putting this loss, losing the coach, on Trevor Lawrence because he regressed somewhat. But you got to look at it, man. When you got AR-15, the Colts over there, when you got Trevor Lawrence, you got CJ Stroud, you already cut in half on division games already. So that means you must go out there and win out of conference games. Out of division game, you have to win. And new coach is going to have to report directly to Shad Khan because Shad Khan is a hands-on owner. That's going to be a situation that you're going to have to be like, okay, it's going to be a tough situation, man. But I'm going to tell you like this right here. A coach coming in with a GM that has already a pre-existing relationship with the owner, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. The best thing about you coming into this position is that they already have, like I said, some young budding stars. Walker over there on defense. You're looking around, like I said, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence. I keep calling him Trevor Wallace. I don't know why I keep doing that. But understand, you have the keys to success. Trevor Lawrence has been consistently, even in a down season, a very good option. His numbers still speak for itself. I mean, you can still build around this guy. Let's not sit here and pretend like he has fallen off a cliff or he doesn't have the requisite pieces to come out here and put some offensive games together. This team was once a playoff team at least, 2.5 seasons ago? On the uprise. So, I mean, maybe they do need a coaching change to reset everything, get a new voice in there, get some of these young pieces up and going. And while you're still doing it, add to it in the draft because they're probably one of the youngest teams in the NFL. I'm just being real. So let that sink in. The New Orleans Saints is the next team at 5-12. Now, Dennis Allen got fired in the middle of the season. Mickey Loomis has been with the Saints in the organization for God only knows how long. Let's be honest. Let's be real. They're in salary cap hell over there. So it's going to be hard for them to go out and target free agents. It's going to be hard for them to come out here and buy their way through things, but somehow they have been doing it year in, year out, kicking the can down the road. Derek Carr is the quarterback that they paid bukus of money to 2 seasons ago, and that surely hasn't manifested at all. And it's to the point where you saw Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler took over for a vast part of the season, and you saw a little bit of hope in Spencer Rattler, but as you saw Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it wasn't enough. Spencer Rattler wasn't enough. You got young pieces there, but for some reason, it's just never enough. They got young button pieces on the defensive side of the football, and then all of a sudden, like I said, you're starting to see pieces manifest itself. And I don't want to be hard on the Saints because in the Division 4, I think people are going to, say that, hey, a little bit of bias is being set in, but I'm going to be real with you, man. I take my time and we study the Saints at least 2 times a season. And like I said, they got young pieces. Like I said, Spencer Rattler. Derek Carr's not the answer. You got Alvin Kamara. You saw Jamal Williams regress this year. The best receiver to me is probably Chris Olave, but he has been battling injury all year. So you have Marquez Valdez-Scantling out there. I have to say this right here. In that receiver room, at one time, it was supposed to be a promising receiver room because I thought A.T. Perry and I thought Chris Olave would mature into great targets for them. It seems to be that A.T. Perry has regressed. He hasn't really gotten his opportunity to really put his foot out there. And with the emergence of Valdez-Scantling and Kevin Austin Jr., he really don't get many times to really, showcase his talents and get on the field like that. And that tight end, I keep saying that, okay, what are they going to do with Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill is tight end, quarterback, running back. That right there to me is where the disconnect for me as a fan, because it's like you need to start getting actual guys that's not jack of all trades and masters of none. You need to get guys in that can come in and play the position. Jawan Johnson is your guy, or Foster Maru is supposed to be your guy, but those guys aren't definitively standing out at the tight end position. So you're struggling right there. Like I said, the biggest weapon for a quarterback is having that tight end blanket that could come in and secure them. But whenever you open up that run game, you should be able to look down the field and see these guys. Like I said, they don't have a definitive guy to me. And we've seen them twice this year, and we didn't get beat not one time like a bass drum over that play action that they're supposed to be running. Now, think about it. They have some holes on this offensive line that they have to fix because they got so many injuries. On the only short thing is Ruiz, Udo. I mean, everybody else, they might be Shane Lemix at center might be a QN, but everybody else, your left guard, your right guard, all that, like I said, you're going to have to figure that out. You're going to really have to figure that out. And I don't know what happened. There was the young left tackle that was in the same class with Ike Ekwonu, that Trevor Penning. I don't know what happened with the Trevor Penning experiment. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out, like, what are y'all actually doing on this roster? That's why it's seemingly being a mess when you see it on the field, because it's a mess on paper. Let's just be real. Cameron Jordan is about as old as it gets. Paul Granderson, another guy. Chase Young, another guy. Isaiah Foskey. You have to reset this entire... They're losing in the trenches to me, and this is my opinion. This is my opinion only. If you're a Saint fan and you're watching this and you're upset, you have to build up and stay healthy on the offensive side of the trenches and the defensive side of the trenches, because those are where you're losing at. To me, looking at this entire roster and looking at how y'all won and lost games this year, the injuries on the offensive line killed y'all. Now, let's be honest. Let's take a look at the defense. Mario Davis is the only sure thing on this defense. And everybody else, you're sitting around here looking like, okay, in the linebacker room, I don't see one promising guy that can jump off. Yes, you have some guys that'll come here. Willie Gay Jr. might give you production here and there, but when he ain't battling injuries, it's always something with them. Brian Breesy is the tackle that I was hoping to jump off the screen, and I just haven't seen it manifest yet. He's supposed to be the future. But let's just be real. Looking at this defense, Kool-Aid, McKinstry, Paulson and Depot stay hurt. Matthew hurt. Every time you see him, it's about time for them to hang it up with him. This defense needs an entire overhaul. You wonder why you ain't winning games? Yes, it's a little bit of your coach, but it's a little bit of you need to retool this entire trenches, an entire secondary. And like I said, build around Demario Davis while you still got him. Now, the vacancy is an attractive one because, one, you don't have nobody set in stone. And any coach that's good at building is going to be able to come in here and, yes, you can overlook Spencer. You can move forward with Spencer Rattler and Jake Hayner or and cut the car experiment. But if I was them, I would wipe this whole thing. I would erase this whole thing because, like I said, a fish rocks from the head down. Derek Carr is not the answer. And to me personally, you're already in cap hell. But go ahead and get rid of Derek Carr and start over if I'm a new head coach coming in. And Spencer Rattler and Jake Hayner are the two young guys. I would probably take a quarterback in this draft. Whether it's somebody that you could, hang your hat on. You could potentially go get a Riley Leonard. Who knows? Get what's the guy from Alabama? You can get one of those guys that'll be sitting at the top of the draft, middle of the draft. Drew Allen. You can get one of those guys that could potentially come in and help you out. But once again, this is me being unbiased from the NFC South, and me just saying it starts at that quarterback position and it starts at that head coaching position for them to fix the problem that they have. You need sure things. You need surety and assurance from those two positions right there. And you need to figure out, are you going to continue committing to Alvin Kamara? Because with him battling injuries every single year, whether it's groin, arm, leg, knee, whatever it always is with him, you need to commit. You got Keandre Miller. He always injured too. This is the problem with the Saints. You're looking at the team and you see more people sitting in the damn hospital than anything. So this is your boy, man. I'm just keeping it real. These coaches got their work cut out for them, but we're going to monitor this coach tracker. We're going to keep our eyes open to all of the teams, all 5 teams that are looking for coaches, and we're going to come back with videos talking about what's the here, what's the now, what's the there. We're going to keep you all posted because, like I said, I'm intrigued to see who goes where. And let this be known, 2024 was a heck of a season. If you were in the NFC South, I'm just putting this out here. The winner of the NFC South won with 9 games. I believe it was 9, or was it 10 by... Was it 10 by the Buccaneers? The NFC South hasn't had somebody to be a standout in the last couple of years, with the Bucs taking the last 4 years in a row. So that's just me putting it out there. It would be nice to actually see somebody come out here and take a chokehold. 10 games. It was 10 games for the Buccaneers this year, 10-7. So it would be nice to see somebody with a chokehold come and grab the NFC South other than the Tampa Bay Bucs, because they have had it and they've owned the division 4 years in a row. So, look, man, tell me down in the comments what y'all thinking. Tell me how y'all feel. Do y'all feel like I hit this on the head, man? Look, NFL coaches is going to be at an all-time high this offseason right here. I said 5 vacancies with me, which means it's going to be 5 teams that's clawing and scratching for talent to come through the door to help change this thing around. So, it's your boy is in the building, man. Make sure y'all do us that favor right now. Subscribe to the channel. We coming back out with a lot more videos, man. Look, it's time to get this thing on up. The playoffs are right around the corner. So it's your boy Dub Q. Subscribe to the channel.